A vape shop in Osseo may lose its license after trying to sell marijuana to the police. According to the Osseo Police Department, a clerk at the Great Vape store tried to sell a plainclothes officer marijuana flower. The city of Osseo has a moratorium on the sale of cannabis flower. Police also found that the business had edibles and vape oil with an illegal amount of THC. The Osseo City Council voted to revoke the store's tobacco and edible THC licenses.
I'm disgusted. It's like we give them an opportunity and give an inch, take a mile. We need to set a strong precedence here.
The store owners have the right to appeal before their license is formally revoked. 2 new local businesses celebrated openings this week. That includes a new grocery store in Brooklyn Center. Fubia Produce held its grand opening. It's a grocery store offering fresh and imported products from all over the world. The owner says she had a number of customers in the Brooklyn Center area already and is excited to bring her one-of-a-kind shop closer to those communities.
Someone that born in America and then they will go to Thailand or they will go to Laos and they never know that we have the fruit or the food that we have in there and I have in here.
The store's name, Fubia, comes from the name of the tallest mountain in Laos. The store can be found in the Shingle Creek Crossing Shopping Center. In Crystal, a new business opening will attempt to warm the soul. Tequila Town held a ribbon cutting to celebrate the restaurant's opening. With a name like Tequila Town, drink specialties, of course, will be on the menu. That and authentic Mexican dishes.
Our community in Mexico, we always wanted to go to the grandmas because we knew that it was going to be special. You know, they put like more love to the food. So that's why we want to be here. You know, we want to make every dish with love.
Tequila Town is located at the Crystal Shopping Center in the former El Loro space. We recently marked Veterans Day with a number of community tributes. As Abdi Muhammad reports, for one veteran in Brooklyn Park, his tribute came early in the form of a trip that he calls a life-changing experience.
The flight took off at 6 o'clock in the morning and we returned about 10:20 at night.
Roy Whitney remembers the trip like it was yesterday.
It was a trip of a lifetime. This is my hat from the service.
The Korean War veteran and resident of St. Therese at Oxbow Lake visited the nation's capital in September.
I do have a bunch of memorabilia. One of them was the T-shirt that we all wore.
He and dozens of other Minnesota veterans received an all-expense-paid trip funded by the Honor Flight Network.
It gives veterans a chance to visit memorials that they would never have a chance to visit.
Each veteran could take a loved one on the trip. Whitney chose his daughter, Sandy.
And I asked her if she wanted to go as my guardian. I couldn't hold her back. She was very excited about it, and I was too. And we had a great time.
En route to D.C., Whitney opened letters thanking him for his service. One of them came from a fellow Oxbow Lake resident who also served in the military.
He said this is the first time he's used two-star stationery since he retired, and I thought that was pretty great.
For Whitney, there was one memorial that stuck out.
We ended up at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at 5 o'clock for the changing of the guard. That was very, very emotional.
Whitney says he will be forever grateful to everyone who made the trip possible.
It was all in all a very educational, fun, emotional trip. I wish more veterans had the chance to go on this trip.
In Brooklyn Park, Abdi Muhammad, CCX News.
A New Hope resident received quite the honor recently. The National Weather Service presented Steve Reckers with the Benjamin Franklin Award for 55 years of service. As Corey Bork reports, his passion for weather developed at a young age.
It's not work for me because I really enjoy doing it.
Take a walk with Steve Reckers through his yard, and you can instantly sense his passion.
This is the one they put in '67.
That backyard weather station he obtained back when he was in his 20s.
There's free flow of air through it, and that's what they always used to use back before a lot of this automated equipment.
It allows him to record many measurements that he relays back to the National Weather Service as a volunteer weather observer.
At night I take the maximum, the minimum, the current temperature, any precipitation, any snowfall, the soil temperature.
Measurements he takes at 10:30 every night.
How you reset this is you spin it, and that forces that mercury back through this constriction.
Rucker says his love of weather began at a young age.
Since I was 4 or 5 years old, hoping for snow at this time of year.
His favorite childhood gift? An indoor-outdoor thermometer.
Greatest gift I ever had. Bike might be next and baseball glove after that.
His lifelong passion that resulted in the National Weather Service's Benjamin Franklin Award for 55 years of service.
Yeah, it felt good.
Just don't ask his family to follow suit.
I've been working on my grandkids, but none of them are terribly interested in it.
As it turns out, the 55th year was memorable in more ways than one.
Going back to last November, December, and then through the winter, I had 94 inches of snow, the most ever in this location, at least going back to 56 when records started here.
That followed by drought, then lots of rain. 2023 turned into a weather year for the ages.
Go figure. I mean, it's just an incredible year, and warm.
2024, he doesn't expect to be quite as crazy.
Last year was gangbusters. My back doesn't want to see that again this year.
In New Hope, Corey Bork.
Yeah, that was some year.
CCX News.
We asked Steve whether he ever wanted to be a meteorologist for a living. He says he considered it, but he worked as a city planning consultant, a job he also enjoyed.
The high school girls swimming and diving season ends Saturday night with the state Class AA finals. In this week's CCX Sports Spotlight, we meet a Wayzata senior who's been one of her team's leaders since freshman year.
Linnea Shalabu grew up around the water, and so it's no surprise that she gravitated to swimming.
I was born in Florida, so I grew up with a pool. So I've just loved water like ever since I was a baby. My parents always remind me that when I was young, I used to just say like, I love being in the water, like it's just my happy place.
A competitive swimmer since age 6, Linnea is in her 4th and final year of varsity swimming at Wayzata. Her head coach, Elizabeth Hansen, says Linnea's leadership qualities showed up during the COVID season of 2020 and have continued to grow through this fall.
It was natural that her teammates wanted to choose her to be a team captain. And then this year was fantastic. Linnea is sort of a no-nonsense type of person. She's not interested in playing into the drama that can sometimes creep into high school sports or activities.
Girls that swam before her at Wayzata have helped Linnea too.
Before sections this past weekend, they all texted us, texted several people on the team, texted me personally. So it's like a lasting support and something that as I think about being a leader, I think about their leadership and how they've impacted me and how I want to do the same for other people.
At last weekend's Section 5 AA meet, Linnea qualified for state in 4 events. The 100-yard backstroke and 200 individual medley, plus 2 relays. She loves both the individual races as well as swimming as part of a relay.
I love racing individually, and that's something that I've done for so long that I love it. So the good thing about high school season is you get both of that and you get more of the team aspects with the relays and stuff like that, which you don't get as much for club. It's a highlight of high school swimming.
During club season, Linnea competes for Aqua Jets.
That has helped me thrive. As somebody who's extremely dedicated to the sport, it's important to surround yourself by people who have the same goals. And at Aqua Jets, that's where I found people who have the same goals and mindsets as me. And every swimmer, I think, just needs to find that place for them.
Next year, she will continue her swim career at Old Dominion, a Division I program in Norfolk, Virginia. Though very happy with her choice, the whole recruiting process was hard.
It made me like swimming less, which is, I think, really unfortunate about the recruiting process. But in the end, I got a great relationship with the coaches at Old Dominion. I got to go on a visit, and I absolutely loved going there on my visit. I loved the team, I loved the school, and I just really got to experience kind of what college would be like.
After her swim career is over, Linnea plans a career in education.
I've always wanted to be a teacher, honestly, and it's something that really, it's my passion, and I've kind of landed on that. I've spent a lot of time in 4th and 5th grade classrooms and preschool classrooms, with internships and work. So I've definitely found that that's what I love.
I think she would be a fantastic teacher. Elementary, middle, high school. Linnea is incredibly organized, so she's got really good management skills. Her teammates will go to her if they have a problem. She's welcoming and approachable in that regard. I think she possesses all of the qualities that every school would look for in a teacher.
This weekend marks the end of Linnea Shalabou's high school career. A great experience, but it won't be easy to say goodbye.
I'm gonna cry, I'm definitely gonna cry at the meet. I'm surprised I didn't cry last weekend at sections, but it's a very special place, and to think something's over, it's really hard.
We'll have a recap of the state swim and dive meet Monday on CCX. For the CCX Sports Spotlight, I'm John Jacobson.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.